Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to The Whiskey Friend with me, Alan. Here we are, it's time again for another new video. Where are we heading today? Probably the title's giving it away, but we're heading over to Campbelltown. We're heading to Hazelburn. Going to do both the 13 and 14 Hazelburn Olorosos. Looking forward to doing both of these. Cracked them open probably 4 or 5 weeks ago. As you can see, I'm doing quite well with both of them. We have shared a few out, so I thought before I get to the bottom of these bottles, while I've got the chance to review them, I know I'm a little bit late to the party with these, but they're two fantastic whiskies and they deserve to be reviewed. So here we go. So Hazelburn, yeah, part of Springbank. Springbank is 3 arms. It has the Hazelburn unpeated, they have the Springbank lightly peated, and they have the Long Row, which is the heavily peated. So they're kind of covering all bases. I'm going to just tackle into this one today. I'm going to do the 13 first, then I'll do the 14. Do a comparison, tell you which one my favourite is. But just before I crack on, guys, the usual's coming. Just a bit of housekeeping. If you're a returning subscriber, then thank you very much and welcome back. If you're so happen to pop in for the first time, then you may want to click that subscribe button. It's just down below there, guys. Just a friendly reminder from me to thee, it doesn't cost you anything. It's completely free and you're helping the channel massively on its way to the magical 3K. Okay, housekeeping done. Let's go on with the whiskey. After all, that's why you're here. Okay, the 13-year-old's being covered up by my trusty coin today, Whiskey Friend coin number 64. And the 14 is being covered up by my trusty coin, Whiskey Friend coin number 1. I'll come back to the coins later. Okay, the 13. Colour-wise, they pretty much look, I think if anything, the 14 is a tiny fraction darker. Maybe that extra year's helping it out. But let's crack on with the 13, guys. It is distilled in October 2013, bottled in March 2017. 47.1% ABV. 12,000 bottles in this one, so there's not a lot of it. So on the nose of this, wow, sherry. Welcome back, sherry. But sherry's not having it all its own way. There's a real big sultana, maybe a big raisin note, a real dried fruit notes, dates, figs. But raisin and sultana are massive. As you get into it, it's a little bit nutty. Nice little nutty note there. And then I was waiting for this, you've got that typical, that kind of Springbank funk. If you're new to the channel and you're new to Springbank whiskies, then you might know what I'm talking about with the funk. But if you're a Springbank fan, then you'll have an idea what I'm going on about with this funk. Sometimes it's that funky, it's hard just to quite put your finger on, which I'm finding in a minute. Sometimes it can be dirty, damp, oily, greasy, cheesy. Just try to think what this one is. I think this one is a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit cheesy, but it's a nice cheesy. Maybe some cheese on toast note going on there. I know it sounds crazy in a whiskey, but the thing about the peat, this is unpeated, but really everyone that you talk to have drunk this Hazelburn seems to think they pick up a real hint of peat. There's a tiny little hint in here, and I think that just comes from the stills. And it's a real nice candy sweetness on this one as well. So it's like a boiled sweet, like a hard sweet. A little bit juicy. Just picked up a little bit, maybe a pineapple there as well in the nose, guys. It's a little bit fruity on the nose. Definitely some milk chocolate. And then you've got those. There's a real nice tobacco note in there and maybe a coffee. Yeah, nice coffee note. Wow. Okay, let's try this one on the palate, folks. It's lunch. Okay, folks. On that first sip, it's wow. It's mouth coating. A little bit spicy, there's a little bit of heat there, maybe a little warming note, a little bit hot. It's 47.1% ABV, so I wasn't expecting to be that hot. It's a little bit hotter than I thought. But nice. Mouth watering. Really, really mouth watering. Quite thick on the palate. But on that first initial sip, it's all raisin, fig, dried fruit. Wow. Really, really fruity. So fruity. Dark fruits, red apples, plums. But those raisins and sultanas are massive. As it's gone into the development, come through the arrival into development, it's gone a little bit salty. Let's try some more. Yeah. This whiskey on the palate is a tale of two halves. Right up front, in the first part of it, it's all fruity. Plums, raisins, figs, apples. So fruity. And then as it heads into development, there's a little salty break. So you've got a nice little salty note in there. That little hint of peat's in there, so it's a little bit drying. Maybe a little bit of flint, that kind of flint note. Salty. And then the second half is all about old leather, coffee. It's like pipe tobacco. Wow. Espresso coffee, maybe even a milky coffee. Wow. And then as it's heading towards the finish, it's spicy throughout. That spicy note keeps its way up, so there's plenty of cinnamon, plenty of nutmeg, but so fruity. To say it's a balance, it's beautifully balanced, to be fair. You've got that real nice on the arrival, it's fruity. As it's developing, it becomes a little bit drier, a little bit salty, and a little bit more pipe tobacco, coffee. That black licorice is coming in now towards the finish. Real nice. Wow, spicy, pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg. Beautifully balanced, beautifully put together. Really nice, wonderful whiskey this, guys. So, let's see what its older siblings like. So we'll do the 14 now. Again, covered up, trusty number 1 coin. Wow, okay, this one. Again, it's triple distilled. 49.3% ABV, I think this one is. Yep, 49.3. Distilled October 2004, bottled February 2019, and there's only 9,900 bottles of this one, so there's a smaller output in this. But this one is fully matured in fresh Oloroso casks. So no refill in this one. So, let's nose it and taste it. Is there a difference? Up front there's a difference. This is a little bit more flinty on front, a little bit more gunpowder. Some dusty notes, it's a bit dunnage. That damp woods there. And this one's a little bit coastal right up front. So the funkiness is right on the front of this one. Whereas the funkiness is probably in the middle of this one. But again, this is fruity, not quite as fruity as the 13. The raisins and figs are there, dates. But this is much more chocolate. So this is more like chocolate covered raisins. Bit of spice as well. Plenty of cinnamon, plenty of nutmeg. And then this one is, the fruits are more like stewed fruits. Maybe orchard fruits. Picking up maybe a little bit tropical on this one. Can't quite figure whether it's pineapple or mango. It's probably pineapple and mango. And then this is funky. So this is pretty much, this again's a little bit cheesy as well. But it's got real nice. So if you're a Springbank fan, then you'll love this funk. But it's typical Campbelltown, folks. It's got Campbelltown all over it. Okay, let's taste this one. Cheers. Okay. Wow. That was a surprise. This one, real thick mouthfeel, creamy, buttery, so rich. But the difference with this one is it's so much more chocolatey. Is that a word? Chocolatey. So much more chocolate. The raisins and figs are there, but it's all chocolate. Those chocolate covered raisins are there. But it's much more spicy up front, so there's a wee bit more spice. It's not as fruity as the 13. Still a little bit of fruitiness, but not quite as fruity as the 13. But this is so rich, so much flavour, a lot of spice. And again, it's breaking into that. This is a little bit different. This is the opposite way around. It's a wee bit more funky up front. Raisins, figs, dark fruit, dried fruit. Then that salty barrier's there again. And then once you get past the salty barrier, it becomes a wee bit more stewed fruits, apricots, peaches. Wow. And then heading to the finish, the licorice is there again. So the big note through this is it's chocolate all the way through. So it's chocolate covered raisins all the way through, but there's a beautiful balance between the spice, the fruit, the funk. So they're all kind of beautifully balanced, it's wonderfully put together, guys. And the licorice again is just, it heads towards the finish with both of these. Finishes, they're both pretty much the same. I don't think they're the longest finish in the world. They're spicy finishes, they've both got licorice finishes. The 14's a little bit chocolatey on the finish as well, and the 13's a little bit fruity on the finish. But all in all, they're fantastic whiskies. I think I scored the 13, 90 out of 100. I'm going to score, I think I've just got a slight preference for the 14. So I'm going to score the 14. There's not a lot in it, guys. It's like a 91, this one. So there's not that much in it. I know I'm a little bit late to the Hazelburn, guys, but just a quick reminder, if you see this around, I highly recommend either of them. Pick them up if you can. I think here in the UK, I think it's probably going to be auctioned somewhere. Maybe somewhere in the Americas and Canadas, you might see one of these on an old shelf somewhere lying around. If you see it, snap it up. Both wonderful whiskies, beautiful balances, typical Springbank. I'm just getting more and more into Springbank. The more whiskey I drink, the more chance I get to get these. But that's pretty much me, guys. If you like this, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button either. Just down there, guys, is no far away. YouTube's telling me 40% of my regular viewers have still not clicked yet. Are you one of those? Come on, guys, what do you need to do? Yeah, social media, you can catch us on all those. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon. The new Whiskey Friend coin is in the post at the minute, so I'm just waiting on them arriving. As soon as they arrive, I'll maybe do a little video just pushing the coins. If you want to get a hold of those, guys, I'll drop links into the comments for all of it, for all the social media. And if you want to get a hold of the pre-order the coins, you can pop in downstairs, guys. So that's pretty much me. All I've got to say now is until next time, guys, pleasure is the sharing, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.